Get ready for some great music and great stories. Band in Seattle starts right now. Welcome to Band in Seattle. I'm Xander Denke, and with me is Abby Williamson, music writer, photographer, and video blogger, to talk about tonight's band, Pig Snout.
Because of Pig Snout, I don't want to have kids unless they come out beating on a drum kit. Actually, it sounds really painful now that I say it out loud, but seriously, these kids give School of Rock a whole new meaning. I mean, they rock harder than a lot of people my age, and I'm almost 3 times their age. With Justin Tominga, or Dad, at the helm, Pig Snout makes you want to headbang, but headbang with a big fat grin on your face because they're so darn cute.
So cute! We'll be right back with Pig Snout.
Hi, my name is Justin Tominga. I'm guitar, vocals, and dad of Pig Snout.
Hey, I'm Lucian, and I'm part of Pig Snout, and I play the keyboards, the drums, and sometimes the bass.
Hey everyone, I am Dahlia with Pig Snout. I play drums and keyboard.
The love alive from the pain inside when it gets so hard to fight to stay alive.
I used to write like really melodic and too many melodies and too many parts, mixing like punk rock, metal, and whatever else I can fit in there. And for most people, it's unlistenable because it's too much. It's not radio friendly, like verse, chorus, verse, chorus. Writing with the kids made me simplify and do more of like what you hear, verse, chorus, like that Tar Trap song. I got like all these other ones I love playing, and then there's this one that I feel like I'm a robot playing over and over again. But the kids, they get to sing. I want to write more like that where they're the focal point.
Tar Trap. Okay, that was the first song we ever sang on. I like it a lot.
Tar Trap is our most famous song because people are loving it, and it's even on the iTunes store. You should get it sometime. The secret is no one knows why it's called seal dust.
Like I asked them, like, what is seal dust? And like they don't remember or know why. Like it's just like blurted out.
I like it when the audience cheers on seal dust when I make the pauses because they think it's funny. Dad told me to do that because he thought that the audience would think it was the end of the song and then they would start clapping.
It was like freestyle. It wasn't just like 1, 2, 3, 4, stop, 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we all wait on her. So she can go as long as she wants. And as soon as she hits, everybody comes back in. I got noticed online. Tom Tom magazine out of New York, which is an all-girl drummer magazine, which is amazing. Got a hold of her, did a spread on her. Ludwig saw that. Ludwig gets a hold of us.
And they have a root studio at New York, and one of Dad's friends from Ludwig let us go take a trip there.
Questlove wanted Dahlia to play a drum that Questlove has made, which they call it the pocket kit. And the reason I didn't get to do it because I was too old. I mean, look at me. I'm 11 years old and she's 8 years old.
Questlove wants to make a kid kit. So it's for 2-year-old to 10-year-old. The snare drum's smaller so like they can get their little legs around it and play. And it's punchy. It's a Ludwig kit. It's punchy. It's awesome. It was an incredible experience and we're completely grateful. And that is this is the Questlove Ludwig. I'm not even sure how I'm supposed to say it, but it's one of a kind. Can't have it. Catfish is how Dahlia learned how to play drums. That song started off about dun 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 dun, and now it's dun 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 dun.
One time in a show when we were playing it, Dad couldn't actually catch up to me because I was doing it really fast. After the show, Dad said, "You were going really fast on Catfish. I couldn't catch up." I actually was still in diapers when I was still playing. I just asked my dad if I could start playing drums, and Dad said sure, and then Lucian just followed along.
So I bought all these like instruments, and there's piano, there's guitar, there's xylophones and plastic garbage instruments, like hoping that they would just pick up on it. But I never made them like do lessons. I think they absorbed it just because it was always happening. Like I was always playing music and I had a studio in the basement. I didn't push it, I never pushed it. And I'm so glad I never pushed it. If you're gonna get good, you gotta practice, which is true. But when it becomes practice and it's not fun, it's like before or after your homework, it actually becomes homework. If I say, okay, go play drums, like practice your rudiments. So I don't make them practice. Like I really don't make them practice until we play.
I forgot who named that song because it's actually really old and we've been playing it for a long time. Oh, and we've been playing it for a long time. Ooh, and it's time. That's weird.
It's a crappy relationship song, and it means a lot to me. I do that on purpose. It's good and bad at the same time because it's so personal that, you know, I could have people pick me apart, but at the same time, I know that as soon as I start singing those words, that I'll get sucked into it. I feel like, especially in the world now, that people try to like protect their kids from the world. But the more you protect your kids from the world and the worse it gets, you're just creating a target. I mean, it's hard. It's always hard when people separate or people get divorced. And like, I know they see that when I go and I play music, I come back and I'm like, also, when we're playing, that's when we talk about things too. So it is a bonding thing.
We all get to stay as a family, and we get to do fun things, and we get to play drums and keyboard and play a band together.
When you think of kids' music, you used to think of Sesame Street and the Wiggles, but Pig Snout's story proves that you don't have to dumb down music for it to resonate with kids. Music shouldn't just be a language universal across different countries, but across ages and generations as well.
It's so true. We'll be right back with Pig Snout.
Javelina, it's just my sister Dahlia on the drums, and it starts out with Dead on guitar. Then Dahlia does this part.
Javelina is me teaching Dahlia scissor beats. I wanted to see if she could do it. That's it. I was just trying to push her. I always say I have a Lena.
I have a stuffed animal, Javelina.
Dahlia, I mean, you see she hits hard, and she has this like fierce determination and is writing her own parts. Like, I truly feel like she's going to change something out there. Like, she's furious. Like, I don't know where passion comes from in an 8-year-old.
On Mammoth's Last Chance, and this is where my drum solo is. The mammoth is running and it gets hit on the head by a giant ice and dies.
Like, it's faster, 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 and then he just gets wiped out. So the poor Mammoth's Last Chance, he dies every show and starts again the next show, apparently.
Usually I get to take breaks on that, and when we're practicing, sometimes I'm hungry and I get a snack.
He's insanely specific, and if he messes up, he's like super hard on himself. Or if we mess up, we get like he's pattern oriented, so drums and keyboard have been like really good for him, and he just gets it. Lucian is the thing that makes this most like special for me. When we started, he was having a hard time with communication because he's on the spectrum as far as autism goes, and he's very high functioning, but he had a hard time reading body language and facial expression. He was in a program in school. When we started doing this, it was a year later. The school was like, hey, I don't think he needs to be in this program anymore, like the autism program. And I was like, looking at videos, I actually went back and watched videos, and when you're playing music, you can't talk over drums and everything and be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And so you get used to like body language and it resonated into his life. It changed everything.
It's all rising, it's coming out, yeah. See it over, almost over. It's all rising, it's coming out, yeah. See it over, almost over.
You know, like every AC/DC song and like numerous other bands like have like 4 chords, and they'll do like a riff, but then I swear the riff is backwards and that's their next hit song. But I remember always laughing about that. So I told my friend I was gonna do that because that Tar Trap song got in everybody's head. So I wrote down all the parts and I took the formula and I turned it around. And so my friend and I were laughing about it, and he goes, you should call it the party rap, because it was the Tar Trap backwards is
Part rap, but Dad put a Y on part, but so we called it party rap.
Almost over. Never know why they see that way, but the truth and not facts, 'cause they just want to pull you under. Never know why they see that way, not the truth and the facts, 'cause they just pull you under. It's all rising, it's
To be completely honest, I do feel there's like a genetic thing. My dad and my uncles all play music, and they're all really good at it. Their mom's uncles play guitar, and there's music on that side. And then on my mom's side, my aunt is an amazing musician. She's like goes from guitar to harp. It's full circle in there. I mean, just the timing alone, that's not. I see kid bands and the timing's like, it's like a works tape. I mean, if I can close my eyes on stage and just lose myself in music, and the timing is flawless enough to not have to like worry, it's a really weird thing.
the truth and hide the facts, 'cause they just want to pull you under. Never know why they see that way, hard to them and the facts, 'cause they just need to pull you under. It's all
I really like working with my brother because we get to play together and we get to be in a family band when we all have fun stuff to do together.
Working with my sister is kind of good because we make a good team.
This is our last song called Hold Your Ground.
And it's me on drum.
Ruby traps! Watch out for the rock.
So Hold Your Ground,
He made that song because he wants us to stick up when we're at school, so when we're getting bullied.
Lucian had been picked on at school. They can only do so much. And they also don't know my son like I know my son. So when he told them what happened, they basically didn't believe him. And I was really pissed off that it happened to my son, and he was hurt. And the best part about the whole scenario is one day I brought it up again and I said, how do you feel about all of that? And like, I didn't want him to just like cower and like, you know, be sad. And he goes, I'm angry. And I was like, yes, that's good, that's okay. Like, you were sad about it and now you're angry, and now you can kind of just let it go.
Well, you see, back in my old days, I used to be bullied. But ever since I started a band, they didn't.
I was trying to protect him because that guy in my school, he was actually really mean. And I didn't want my brother to get hurt.
All the kids that picked on him, now like, my favorite was we played a show and I'm on stage and this kid walks up. As soon as he started playing drums, I just watched this kid's face go like this. And I was like, yes, never, and it just went away. I want that to be the chant in their head every single time that happens. And I guess that I've said that enough that they tell other people that I feel like I did something right there. That's the song. That's why we end with it, because that's the positive ending. And plus it's just them chanting it. There's no music and people are like, whoa. You have to take it. That's it. That's the last thing you get.
Don't ever let them get you down. Stand up strong and hold your ground.
Well, that's it for tonight's Band in Seattle. If you want to hear more, check us out on bandinseattle.com, where you can hear full concerts and find links for more information about our bands and where they're playing next. Abby?
And if you want to join me in navigating this rich and beautiful music scene, hit me up on YouTube. If you type in my name, I'll be right there.
She'll be there, for sure. Thanks for watching. Join us next week for more great music and great stories on Band in Seattle.